Hey, what's going on, everyone? How y'all doing tonight? Of course, my name is Matt Jarbo, otherwise known as The Mundane Matt. Here on the 17th of April, 2018, it is 9:32 p.m. Today, my butt feels a bit loose because the government just kind of went in there, fist to elbow, like I'm a fucking pregnant cow, and then just took it all. But it's okay. I prepped for this. It's what happens when you're a responsible business owner and you set aside the money you would need to spend on your taxes. It's probably, to be fair, the most liberating day of the year. I'm not gonna lie. The most liberating day of the year is the day you pay off your fucking taxes. Because you owe the government nothing. They took it all already, but you're still standing. Then you get a fresh slate to start over for the next year. Make sure you write off a lot more shit, right? This is the day upon reflection. The day where you look back and you go, did I write off everything I could have? Sometimes not. Sometimes not. Heroic Idiot, you were going to start playing Witcher 3, but I'm live instead. You could do both. Why not both? This is a Cheerio commercial, motherfucker. Fiji Kondo, I will be doing gameplay over on Twitch. I'll be doing gameplay over there, so that will be happening. I'll be figuring that out when I get back from Phoenix, which is gonna be in a couple days. What's up, Magog? What is up, Porcelain Jose? How bad was The Rock and Vin Diesel's feud on fucking Fast and Furious? Pretty bad, considering the fact they're not in any shot together outside of one, but it's clearly a body double. So yeah, they did not shoot the movie together at all. There's no scenes with them. That's how bad it was. That's why this whole Fast and Furious spinoff thing is going to piss off Vin Diesel. Who does my taxes? Someone I hire. Ram Ranch really rocks. I don't know what that is, you boy, but I'm glad you like it. So there's something like insane amount, like 100 billion owed in back taxes by American. Well, June 2009, not by this American. Those several thousands of dollars, those have gone, to fund a war in Syria that I don't want to pay for. Too bad we can't sit there on our taxes and say where we want it to go, right? All the warmongers can be like, I want this to go to taking out the freaking Syrians. And I'm like, let's see, education, infrastructure, education. Gianni, what's going on, man? Shout out. Mr. Vivid Shadows, what's up, man? Versauin Caden, what up? There was already a Fast and Furious spinoff. It's called Star Trek Beyond. One more. Yeah, that makes it. This whole YouTube blacklist is bullshit. I agree. Hold on. I'm sorry. I need to channel my inner Dave Rubin. I agree with that. There we go. But yeah, I agree. Logan shot a monkey today. Doesn't surprise me. I don't think it really happened, but if it did, it wouldn't surprise me. 18 naked cowboys in the shower at Ram Ranch. Well, if that is what you sir are into. So Motormouth Midget, you got here early. Good, man. Good. Yeah. I was going to push it back. Usually what I've been trying to do this week is I do tomorrow's episode of Russell. I record it first, get it uploaded, get it prepped, and then have it ready to go at the end of the stream. Last night, my internet cut out. I couldn't get anything. So for those of you who were waiting around for 20 minutes for me to come back, I couldn't get access to shit. So there's that. DC dropped more bombs on us today than Syria. Ooh. Yeah, I covered it over on 3 Big Theater. You write off all of your YouTube earnings. Needed a rig with a 1080 Ti. Yeah, no, I got to write off all that. I got to write off all that stuff too. But that doesn't always help. YouTube is just digging their own grave. Not necessarily. There's a lot that's happening with YouTube, I think, behind the scenes a little bit. That's going to probably help out to some extent. And they're getting it. The thing is, okay. So in regards to YouTube as a whole, like in April. April's just a slow month ad revenue wise, but this whole like not going out to subs thing, that's definitely a problem. So, let's see here. Magog, is that your way of saying you want in? Do you want in, Magog? Is that it? You want to come and hang out? You want to come and chat on my stream for once, since I'm usually going on yours? Did yesterday's uploads cause the stream to fail? No, Jose. The video is already out. The video was already uploaded before I started. It was seriously just my fucking internet crapped out. Is Trump gonna send us to World War III? I had no idea. Is this the same blacklist that Razorfist hypothesized? It's a theory. It's a working theory in many cases. But the term YouTube blacklist just kind of like makes some sense. I don't know how true it is. Magog, if you want to come in, dude, we'll definitely chat, man. But you got to go through the Discord. You got to go. You got to go through the Discord. Cause I gotta fucking bring you in, man. Or we could do Skype, since I don't use that Google Hangout like a pleb. Although I probably could. Do I think the gas attack in Syria was a false flag? No, I don't. I think it was a false flag. I think they legitimately attacked him because Assad is that kind of person. Yeah, no, jump in the Discord and I'll add you in. Do I think Philly D is being too hyperbolic over the demonetization situation? No, because even Sargon hit me up today to ask me about it. He was all like, what's going on with this? Like, when Sargon, like, I don't talk to him as often as I used to. So when he reaches out to ask me questions surrounding YouTube, that he's noticed there's an impact. Accelerator, what's up, man? Mr. DJ Fly High, $5 Australian super chat here. What's my thoughts on Channel Awesome? It's a fucking shit show, sir. It's a goddamn shit show, and that's unfortunate. You know, like, I'm not big. I don't follow Channel Awesome like a lot of other people do. I have people asking me every day, do a video, Matt. Do a video about it, Matt. Do it, Matt. Make it a thing, Matt. And I'm just like, I don't fucking know what the hell's going on. Well, there's a document. Like, it's 80 goddamn pages. You think I read more than, like, what can basically constitute a 10-minute video? You know how long it would take me to read 80 pages on stream? It took down the rabbit hole 5 hours and shit. That's a lot. Give me the fucking truncated version of that shit. Basically, from what I can understand, it simply just boils down to ippy cray, right? Like, that's what it boils down to. So Gianni, I haven't seen Isle of Dogs yet. I'm hoping to get to the theater sometime next week, because I fly out for Phoenix in a couple days. Do I think Medicare has gone downhill? He's doing something right now. I don't necessarily like agree with all of it. I still like him, but I just don't agree with all of it. So there you are. All right. Let me put in my headphones here. I'm gonna bring in Magog. All right, we're gonna do this because I'm getting yelled at by my YouTube friend. You never bring anybody in, because I don't like to share the spotlight. No, I'm kidding. I'm super kidding on that one. Okay, where is Discord? There is that. Okay. I just shot him a call. We'll see what happens. Now we'll see if it works on my end. It might not. Everything here looks fine. Oh, there you are.
What's up?
Not too much, dude. Long time no chat. How is you?
Oh, you know, doing things. Fucking trying to get school done, man.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. I mean, I've been out of school now for like over a decade, but like, I get it. I went into the goddamn real world, motherfucker.
I did too. I decided to go back to college in my 30s. Congratulations.
You know, I went to college with a guy who did that on the GI Bill, no less. Yep. He was 35. I think he served approximately like 8 weeks. And he had injured himself while he was in basic, and that's what got him booted out. But he took the GI Bill anyway. He was on disability, you know, and I mean, I'm pretty sure if I were to go find him, you know, here we are, you know, to almost 11 years post graduation, and he's probably still on government disability. You know, but hey, man, more power to him. Like, they paid for years. They paid his rent. They paid his schooling. I mean, they paid everything.
Oh yeah, the GI Bill pays tuition and $1,000 a year for books. And if you
So,
don't use all of that money for books, it goes into your bank account. Like
see,
they just give you $1,000.
well, that's lame because I want the I want the money.
So you save as much money as you can on books. You're like trying to find them like used and cheap, so that you can keep as much of it as possible.
It's possible. It's possible he did that. He lived in a kind of a shit apartment, but I'm pretty sure like his wife's family helped pay for part of it. Like they had a 2-bedroom apartment, and his snoring was so bad. His wife and his kid slept in the other room, and he would just sit in the other bedroom, like surf the web, work on video projects, and like smoke weed all day. Like that's it. Like he's like, my neck and my back. Hold on.
Right.
And I'm just like, are you sure you just don't like to smoke a lot of pot, sir? He's all like, no, it really helps my back. I don't like to take pills. It makes me foggy if I take pills.
I'm all natural.
I'm just like, what the fuck? Hey, Minding Freedom's in here. How's it going? I'm gonna make this dude a mod because I like Minding Freedom.
Hell yeah.
So
well, I didn't actually like. I was just making a comment. It's like, man, every time I click on a Monday Matt stream, it's just him.
Because you know what it really boils down to is like, so like I'm so fucking busy with like the baby and then doing everything else that like I just forget to like bring somebody else in, and then it's like then I'll do the live call in stuff, but like sometimes, and that's fun and I really appreciate people call in, but like I'll be like, okay, like, what do you want to talk about? Like I'll have someone ask them the questions first, and then they get on camera or get on mic and they're just like, I don't know. I'm like, okay. Like we'll sit here for a few minutes while you figure it out.
Yeah, it's one of those things like you got to have like some questions or a topic to talk about, except for guys like me. I can talk about fucking anything.
Well, you know me well enough to know I can do the same fucking thing.
Yeah, we're both talkers. We're both talkers.
Yeah, that's what is it? Who says Shidoko asks, did the government really take all your money? Yes, they did.
What'd you do? Did you do your itemized deductions right, Matt?
Yeah, no, I have a CPA, so we took care of that, and it's it is less than I expected it to be. It is far less than last year.
Of course.
And because I told you how much I paid out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It was bad. I mean, like, it was, when I'm watching,
it's what happens when you're self-employed, man.
I know.
Pay your own taxes. It always hurts because for self-employed people, it comes out as all one lump sum. It doesn't come out through the year, so it's like people don't notice how much taxes they actually pay because it comes out every paycheck, But self-employed people, we don't pull taxes out until we do taxes, and then it's like, fuck, I owe like $8,000. Like you're like shit. So yeah, you got to like write off the mileage on your car and like square footage of your house. You can claim up to like 310 square foot of your house for your business, and like, you got to know all that shit,
there's a lot that goes into it. Like when I was in Oregon last year, I had to pay a TriMet tax, and TriMets are the public transit system there.
Right.
And I'm like, but I work from home.
Right.
And like, fuck you. Like they charge $5 a day for like, for their pass and shit. And I'm like, most people in Portland, like Portland has, I think, the number 3 public transportation company in the or transportation system in the country. It's like New York, Los Angeles, Portland. And I'd argue even Portland's better than LA. LA was shit, but LA has a subway system.
Right.
And so there's like a lot of that, but it's,
what do they have in Portland? Buses?
We have buses. There's actually a train. It's a 1-car train. I'm not even kidding you. It's a 1-car train, and it travels this like I think it's about a 20-mile track, and it goes all the way out to like really south of Portland by a fair distance. And so people who live south, it's in Wilsonville, so it's like south of Portland, and going up the I-5 into Portland is a nightmare. So you jump on this thing, it's called the West, take that all the way out to Beaverton, which is, again, like it's a ways, then jump on the Max there, and then take that into Portland. And it's like, it's insane how long it takes. It's just nuts. But people do it every single fucking day because the traffic, the thing is, Portland is not, like when I moved out of Portland, there was like 100,000 people in the city. When I came back to Portland, there was like 1 million people in the city, and there was 1 million more people moving every single year.
In one train ride, you came back. It was like,
Yeah,
I went to Beaverton, came back, there was 1 million people.
That fucking feels like it. You know?
Now, you're probably boring your chat right now, like, oh Jesus, they're talking about trains.
Well, no,
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Triton says Oregon state tax is terrible. Well, Oregon has no sales tax, so the state tax is 9%. So this is where I was like, I was like, oh, this is horseshit, you know, because I got to pay an additional. I think last year just the state tax was like $4,400. Yep. And that's like nowhere near as bad as my federal. But you know, in Washington I don't have that, so that's fine.
That's why I love where I live, man. Taxes are cheap here. You know,
yeah, taxes are cheap out where I'm at now too. It's just one of those things where you just crack the fuck up at it. You look at it and you go like, oh my God, I've spent, you know. Like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Like I'm in this bracket now, and then you fluctuate on the bracket depending. But this is really cool. I did find this out though. So when I did hold a GoFundMe for my cat when my cat got sick, and people thankfully helped out, you know, $6,000.
Right.
And for the surgery, and I'm thinking like, okay, well that's going to cost me about $1,500 in taxes. Turns out, no, because it was a gift. I don't have to pay taxes on it. And I'm just like, oh, cool. Let me strike that from my fucking overall.
It's only a gift if it's under a certain amount, though.
I don't know.
Like Patreon, you can't claim Patreon as a gift, even though people are literally, because you're giving something in return. So I had to look up how to pay my taxes on Patreon, because Patreon didn't even give me a 1099 because I didn't make 20,000 or more.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, like they sent me my annual report, and I just lumped that in with my earnings. I just chalk it up to being earnings. I don't look at it.
Yeah. You literally have to claim Patreon under general earnings. Like it's just its own. Like you don't have a 1099, but you have to claim it, because if you don't claim it, they'll come after you. They will.
Oh yeah, no. Oh no. I know. I'm more than, that's why, as I was saying, I'm more than happy. Like, you know, like last year, and like I'm like, okay, so it's this high amount of money. I'm like, that totally sucks, but at the same time, just take it. I've been putting it aside. Just take it.
Yeah, the best thing to do when self-employed is just save your fucking money, like as much as you can, so that when taxes come around.
Well, I would argue that when it comes to being a YouTuber, and this, I'm pretty sure you could probably attest a little bit to this, would be that you save as much money as you can, but you end up generally tapping into it after a while. But then it's like October, November, December, you make all of it back up. That's where a lot of it goes.
Well, it all depends on what you do too. Like because I've been so busy with school, I haven't done much content. So like I am waiting so patiently to just these last 2 weeks to be done so that I can go full bore into my channel, because I'm done with school. So I'm not going back. So I also have to figure out how to pay off some of the loans I took out. So, but I fucking tax season, man. I'm surprised you waited this long. I did mine real early.
I waited as long as I did because I had to wait for another payment to come in.
Right.
So, and that was just because a couple things came up that were out of my control that ended up, you know, going into that little nest egg that I had. So I had to kind of make a little bit of that up. Plus I was lazy, so that's another factor too.
Yeah, that gets in the way. Gets in the way. So there's what should we talk about, man? I mean, like
I don't know. I mean, obviously
what's your chat want us to talk about? How rare it is to have Magog and Matt on at the same time these days, because you have a baby and I have fucking school.
Yeah, school is a nightmare. The baby is not as bad as school. She's pretty chill right now. She's just, you know, you feed her 4 to 6 ounces. She shits. She just shit. I had to change her before jumping on. And then, you know, it's all like, then you put her down. She's good to go.
Yeah, just wait until she's running around screaming. Then you'll have a hard time streaming.
That's gonna be a crazy, crazy, crazy fucking thing when that happens, man. And she's 4 months, and like time has just flown the fuck by. So she will be way older here pretty soon, and I'll be like, oh no,
right?
Oh no.
So
let's see.
Here's an interesting topic. I thought this was interesting. I haven't finished watching it yet, But given the state of certain things on the internet and like the SJWs and the alt-right and all the political things and the massive separation and the way people act when it comes to politics and social issues and drama on the internet and everything, I started really kind of taking to heart that maybe a lot of people are kind of falling into a cult mentality, right?
I'd agree.
So I was watching on Netflix this new documentary series called Wild Wild Country. And it's about, in the 1980s, there was like a massive like ashram from India, like moved to Oregon.
Oh yeah. And I know that one.
Yeah,
I know
the
that story,
Rajesh, ashram and stuff.
Yeah.
And they ended up like butting heads with the locals because they were all weird, like hippie free love type of like shit, right? And they ended up like spreading salmonella throughout the town in order to like poison 700 people.
Well, because they wanted to win, because they
wanted to win the local elections.
Yeah,
right.
they were trying. Yeah, they went to a salad bar and they sprayed on a salad bar. It's super crazy, man. It's like, that's the thing. Yeah, that was a little east of Portland too. Like that was also in the 70s, if I recall.
Right, correctly. It was 70s and 80s because it was like, well, like the ashram started in the 70s, but they didn't move to Oregon and finish their construction of their town until 1981. So like it was kind of the bridge of both, both decades. But it's like really interesting to watch this documentary because they actually got like footage and they have interviews with these people that are now older and that were involved in the cult and how they felt with this leader. He would just come out and everybody was just awestruck by him. But what's
the stream? What's the show called on Netflix?
It's an original Netflix docu-series called Wild Wild Country.
Oh, okay. I have to check it out.
Yeah. And I've only watched like 3 episodes of it, but of course I know the story too, because, it's pretty infamous. It's like the largest biological attack in the U.S., ever.
Hey, right? Man, Oregon likes holding records. So let's just, like that's, I mean, clearly now the crazy ass SJWs that are there would probably look at those guys and think they're tame.
Right. Yeah. Like what's weird is like they were part of kind of like this free love, new age, kind of find your own self and embrace sexuality and all that stuff kind of group, a commune. And they went bigger than Jonestown, not with the poisonings. Obviously, nobody can beat Jonestown with poisonings, but they built fucking their own airport. They had a hospital. They had fucking shops. It's weird. Like I was watching the episode today and they built a shopping mall for like all the tens of thousands of people that lived on this ashram. And it was like 80,000 acres in Oregon. And they built this shopping mall and a boutique that sold clothes. But because they were a cult, they only wore one color, which was orange. So like the whole store, orange clothes. Like it was like even though it was like this whole huge shop that looked like a fucking Baby Gap, it was like all orange, like what the fuck,
Oh man, that's I mean, those cults are always kind of funny. Like I need to watch the Waco one that's up on that was on the new Paramount television network.
Oh yeah.
Like I heard that was actually pretty good. Oh hey, Tommy Shot from the Point is here. I don't know if you've seen Tommy C his streams.
I have not.
Oh, he's I want to say the best way to describe Tommy, outside of like he lives in Germany, but like you listen to him and you're like, oh, Jersey, and you just know what he's gonna say next, right? It's gonna be totally his thing. No, I like Tommy, but he's a streamer. He does a show in the afternoon, covers a lot of the YouTube drama going on, whatever's happening in that scene. You can bet Tommy's gonna talk about it.
Well, yeah. I just came from the Cunt stream and they just spent like 2.5 hours breaking down the baked Alaska shit. And it was like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
I looked into it a little bit because I was very curious just to see what transpired. And oh my God. Like
it's bad.
I get what Baked was doing, like when he was like, okay, the thing with Baked is you can tell he's trying to appeal to a broader audience, right? Like he understands that like the way things are going, if you want to eventually break out into more of a mainstream thing, which has always kind of been his thing, he wants to be like mainstream Richard Spencer-esque, from what I can gather. You
Yeah.
know, like it's like the harmless ethno-state type guys. But then again, he hangs out with like a whole bunch of people that aren't white. You know, so it just makes you really confused. Like, I don't understand it.
Well, that's because he's never actually claimed to be alt-right or anything like that, but he is a nationalist.
I'm
for
pretty
sure.
I'm pretty certain when he's cruising through Charlottesville, like, you know, rocking a fucking tiki torch, that's, you know, it kind of sets. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had a tiki torch. I know he was there. But you know,
I have no idea about that. The reason I went on that stream tonight was because Failure and Vamp was on, and I haven't talked to them ever since, like, pretty much Blood Sports. We stopped talking, not because of anything bad, but because now they're popular and hard to get a hold of, and we haven't really talked. So I hopped on the stream because Kadunk sent me the link, and I just wanted to like do my Failure impression and fuck with Failure. Like, I still don't really know what's going on, but I got the gist of it, and apparently either Baked Alaska himself or his followers like doxed Andy Worski's family, like his little sister.
I did hear
his
about
fucking
that.
mom
Yeah,
and
that's not
dad.
cool.
Like, not fucking like, it's worse than the Crowd and T thing.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I heard something about that. Doxing in any form is shit, man. Fucking
right.
So I completely am anti-doxing.
And I just went on the stream to just be like, hey everybody, it's Failure. Gummy bears. You know, like, I went on there to fuck with Failure a little bit, you know, like, I just,
it sounds, you know, it sounds a bit like him. Replace gummy bears with Taco Bell, and I think it would probably sound more accurate.
Candies.
Yeah, there we go. Failure, what are you doing here? Oh my God. Flashbacks to VidCon.
Yeah, right. But like, yeah, apparently like some really fucked up shit happened, and Andy and Tonka both had it out with Baked Alaska on a stream, and then suddenly Andy's doxxed. Like, his whole family's doxxed, and like all that shit happened. And it's like, I'm listening to all this stuff, and it's just like, why does this stuff keep happening? And it goes back to that cult thing I brought up. It's like, is there like a mentality we're falling for? Is the internet making it easier to fall into these little groups and just believe fucking everything? Like, is that what's happening here?
Well, I think in some respects, yes. In other respects, I have certain opinions on the matter that I feel, to summarize it in the most broadest of terms, once you enter into that particular arena, straying from the flock is a no-go. And that's exactly what Baked did. It just did not go over very well. Similar things could be said about Andy when the whole thing with JF happened. There was talks, in essence, about straying from the flock, and then there was a massive rally to keep that from happening. So right. once you're kind of in, you're kind of in. That's the way that's the best way I can basically summarize my thoughts and opinions on where that's at right now. And I'm not gonna lie though, watching, you know, there be a little bit of cannibalization is interesting to watch from just an anthropological perspective.
Well, I mean, like, to me, I when I joined the internet, I just wanted to entertain people. So I've been walking between the raindrops, so to speak. Like, I haven't really been dragged into any of the drama or anything, which I'm happy about, because I just want to do my show. Like, as soon as I'm out of school,
I get you, man.
Yeah, you know, I'm breaking ground on the new studio. We're clearing the land in May. You know, I've got the bulldozers coming. I mean, it's happening.
Nice.
So I've got like other things on my mind right now, but I'm looking at these situations and I'm like, the least we could do, no matter like whose side you're on or what community you're part of in YouTube, whether you're like a skeptic or centrist or an SJW or whatever, can't we all at least follow the basic like golden rules of the internet? Like, everybody should follow no matter what side you're on. Like, don't dox people should be like number one, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
You know, like, don't dox people, you know, like don't swat people, don't show up to people, you know, don't show up to someone's house in real life and beat the fuck out of them. You know, like, these are like golden rules of the internet that everybody should follow. And yet we're constantly seeing these like big YouTubers falling into breaking those golden rules.
Well, I think a lot of it boils down to the fact that there's a lack of a common enemy, right? There's this great meme that I love where it's kind of like the internet at large, and it's like this huge, like, you know, unwavering brawl of people. and then it's all like a common enemy, and then it's like Knights of the Round Table. You know, it's all like, oh, let's put down our shit for a second here. This motherfucker over here did some bad shit. All right, what do you got on this person? And people come together for a common goal, and that's just kind of how humans are.
Sure.
And you know, ultimately, you know, YouTube and YouTubers, it's the community, whatever you want to call it. This is what it boils down to. It becomes this entire situation where people are, you know, they feel connected. They feel connected to what's going on, and they feel defensive of it, or they feel protective of it, and they want to look after it. And then they, you know, it just kind of creates this vortex, if you will, from time to time. And yeah, I mean, like, it can get pretty bad. It can get pretty bad, and people do some shit they shouldn't fucking do. And, you know, doxing people is 100% no.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like ambushing people is another one. Don't be a cunt. Don't do that. You know, kind of like that's like one of my things with the cunt stream is I was on there, and, you know, I was talking to Schmeckle, and then he kind of had me ambushed, which I wasn't too happy with. And then Coach Red Pill tried to do it, but it thankfully didn't. And it's like, come on, like what kind of shit is this? Like?
The thing with the Baked Alaska situation, though, is like, you know, you fucked up when Jeff Holiday comes on the cunt stream with Failure and Vamp, and they all agree. Like, that's, you know, you fucked up when Jeff Holiday is the cunt stream agreeing with everyone.
Yeah, is that why I got some like weird half tweets with like fucking mentioning Jeff or some shit? Okay, that I was trying. I don't really check my Twitter as much, and so I'll see it and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? But yeah, no, there's it's yeah, no, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, given all the shit that's gone down in 4 months, and all the shit that's still bound to go down before the year's out, I think everyone can agree that Baked Alaska was being a cunt.
Yeah.
And the thing is kind of like, it's funny because in the realm of the whole situation, I guarantee you Baked Alaska thinks that he won, right? Like,
well, he's already on Gab saying that those exact words. He's like, I won. These fucking shitlords are just butthurt. Blah 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 blah.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, let's see here. Okay. 2 hours ago, he says, well, I have the spotlight on me like the time to say America first, love one another, never give up. All right. He says, as I said in my public Discord, anyone calling for the death of me, asking for a Tifa and slit my throat, and murder me unironically will be reported. I don't take that lightly. And that includes Worski, Tonka, Ralph, Jim. I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, like that kind of stuff it's very much a gray area. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but the problem is that there's the like fucking people on 4chan. And stuff like that, or like, like Baked Alaska got banned from 4chan because there's proof that he emailed like a fucking dark internet hacker to take Andy and talk it down.
What the Weave situation or something?
Yeah, yeah. Like, and I don't understand any of that shit.
I don't get none of that shit either, man. Like, fucking the way I look at that, it's like, if you feel you have to go into like trying, I mean, I could understand he's probably a little on the angry side, so it's probably just a reaction to being angry, which is one of the reasons why you should never, in these situations, always walk away for a little bit, you know, like calm the fuck down.
Right.
And that's like, I mean, I caught part of the end of the shouting match yesterday when people were telling him to, like, you know, kill himself and shit, and then Failure's coming out very much trying to like argue against it, because I was listening to that going like, yeah, he knows what's up. Like, he knows what's up. Like, if he has to fight back against that, because that could actually negatively impact him. With the way YouTube's been going recently, that could negatively impact him. That could take down the channel and everything else. Because, you know, I mean, I don't know, like, some people have been going on flagging sprees like fucking crazy recently.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and there's a lot of bots too. I noticed the last time I streamed, I just kept getting hit, bro. It was just like these really weird, like, names would pop up, people like Jew nigger, and then they just N-word, like over and over again, and I'd have to ban them. And then another one would pop up and do the same thing, N-word, you know, like it would just nigger. And I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is going on YouTube?
Apparently someone really has a hankering to say that. But there's also the thing is though, because anyone can sign up to a YouTube account that has, you know, that has fucking
a Gmail
account, and you could make a Gmail account in like 2 seconds and shit. You know,
Right.
it's really like, it's just one of those things where anyone can do it and shit. I know people have alts. I think we all have alts. I have alts for different channels, not for like shit posting or trolling. I really don't get involved in that shit. But
I have a few.
I really don't. I just I really just don't. Like, I don't know, man. You know, like there's times, don't get me wrong, there are times where like someone will send me a tweet and I'll like fucking fire, like I'll type up this like really spicy response, you know. And I'm just like, delete, like fuck it, you know. Like it's just not worth my goddamn time. Most
Sure,
of
yeah.
this, like 90% of this shit is just not worth my goddamn time.
Yeah,
But
and here I
don't,
am on your show talking about it again.
no,
And
no,
I
well, I mean,
want to.
ultimately, well, it's so fast because the thing is when you look at, okay, it's like high level concept, looking at the situation without breaking down into the micro of it, but the macro of it, you start kind of picking it apart. And I think this is where, you know, the way I look at the whole situation over the course of like, you know, the last few months and stuff is you can see that it's kind of like, it's really chipping away. It's this constant anxiety, this constant need for a fight. But the thing is, people are watching it and people find entertainment value in it, and that's fine. That's fine. They you know, clearly there's an avenue there. People have told me repeatedly over the course of the last few months, like, just go in, dude, just give in, just give in. And I'm like, what's the point? You know, like, oh, take the fucking money, go on the fuck for what?
Now, that's something I disagree with.
Take what? Take $1,500 to sit there for an hour and get dogpiled by people? Like,
No, man, you fucking take $1,500 to sit. What you should do is you should turn on the fucking camera and be counting money and just let them say whatever they got. Just be sitting there going, "Yep, I agree. Yep, I'm an asshole. Yep, I'm fat. I'm mundane fat. Yeah, whatever. $1,500, bitches." Like,
you know, it's. I think, and ultimately, at the end of it all, it still boils down to the principle. But then again, I've been usurped now. A little birdie told me today that an offer has been placed out to Jared Holt for $4,000 to go on the fucking Kumite. So there you have it, folks. They've upped their game.
I get what you're saying. There's a principle, and obviously,
there's absolutely principle.
You're gonna do what you're gonna do. I was just joking, but it would be an epic troll, though. It would be an epic troll to just be counting money on screen while they have at you. You know, like it would just be
just play my Nintendo Switch, like, all right, yeah, all right. I have you all muted right now. I have no idea what the fuck you're saying. So just
they're yelling at you and yelling at you. Then all of a sudden they're like, "Hello, Matt," and then you're like, "Oh, sorry, what?"
Yeah,
I couldn't hear you over the sound of this money.
Like I'm watching The Last Jedi. That's how little I care about this. No, it's just it's one of those things where it's kind of like the way I view it is that it's not what they say that it is. It's like, so it's because keep in mind this thing from my understanding of it. Because no one has approached me about this 100% direct, right? It's been tweets or messages or comments. There's been no like email. There's been no formal, you know, anything along those lines. It's just been this constant like throwing shit. And I'm like, all right, whatever, you know. So it's more fun to just say, nah, I'm good, than anything else. And that's the whole point too. It's
what's weird about that situation is I was watching it on Twitter. Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
But like they were like, dude, we got money here. Come on to the Kumite. And you were like, no, I'm good. I'm really not interested. And then everybody went, oh, Matt's going to fucking turn down money when he's all he's about is money. Like, you can't win. You know, like if you had accepted it, then you would have gone on the Kumite and everybody would be like, oh, Matt was a little bitch on the Kumite. And if you said no, then they're going to be all like, you're a little bitch for saying no. Like, it's just
there's literally no way to walk away from that as being anything. That's the whole point too. That's the other side of that. It's straight up a catch-22. It's straight up a trap. That's exactly why it's designed the way that it is. So I'm just not going to do it. Ultimately what it boils down to is I just have nothing really to say. You know, I just don't have anything to say. My thoughts and opinions on the situation are well documented. They're well known. That's perfectly fine. Like, if you have an issue, make a video. That's fine. You know,
and I'm just saying that from like just the general people on Twitter. I'm not saying that's what like Tonka and Failure and them said. You know, like they want you on the Kumite. They want to, discuss things.
They've wanted me on. They've wanted me on for 4 months now, and I've just been like, no, I'm good. I reached out to Andy to try to handle things privately. I did handle that situation poorly. I will fully admit. Because I was trying to like, you know, come together and have a conversation. Because the thing is, when shit has become this public, you can't handle it publicly. You can't have the conversation public. It's just because at this point, then you're looking to the power of the crowd, thumbs up, thumbs down, that sort of thing, right? And so there's literally no way to have a discussion that would even be remotely productive. And based upon everything I've seen out of the whole internet blood sport situation, that's what it is. And I can summarize it in a line that I heard Jim say to Andy when Andy was doing the JF thing, when Jim said repeatedly to him, "Don't take away my Jerry Springer." And I heard that and I just thought to myself, I'm like, I get what he's saying, but does he realize that Jerry Springer was fake? The whole thing was a show. It was just, you know, like this is where you have to ask yourself, how much of this is considered a show and how much of this is going to be actually
I'm sure pretty much most
lives.
of it is.
Well, but it's
Failure and Tonka and Vamp, when they get off stream, they go on with their life.
No, absolutely. And I'm not talking about them. That's well documented. And I know that personally, and that's well documented. I'm talking the people who come on. I'm talking the people who come on that don't know. Like look at the Bloodapalooza. Someone sent me a clip of that from like the final bout or some shit, and it was Jim versus one of Destiny's fans, and the dude walks in and he goes like, "I don't even know why the fuck I'm here." Right. And that was just like one of those things where I'm just like, if this, you know, this guy, you're setting up this big event, you're selling merchandise for it, and your main event is a guy who's kind of like, why am I even here? So there's a level there where people don't realize it's either a show or they don't realize that they're coming on for something. And it's again, it becomes this very blurred line situation. It's not one that I don't find personally, and this is just me and people aren't like me. I personally just don't find there to be value in it.
So why don't you, hey, I'm just asking questions, man. I'm not taking any sides because I'm still consider myself friends with everybody. I just try to get along with everybody.
No, by all means. No, it's all good, dude.
Why haven't you considered like having Tonka and Failure maybe on one of your streams?
Oh, because at this point it's gone beyond my interest in even trying to have a conversation. So
you're not interested at all?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So what happens when VidCon comes and everybody's together again? Y'all gonna fight? Like, am I gonna have to worry about some shit? Am I gonna have to jump between you and
I don't plan. Dude, I paid for the industry pass. We've got our Airbnb. I'm gonna be taking classes in the daytime, hanging out with everyone back at the house in the evening, chilling the fuck out. Whoever shows up, shows up. It's all good. I'm not worried about VidCon. I'm not worried about it I'm not worried about VidCon at all. Right now, here's if people want to come out and start shit, I don't plan on starting shit. Period. I'm there. It's my vacation. I'm gonna have a good fucking time. I'm hang out with my friends. That's it. That's all I care about. If people want to go out there and start shit, then that's on them. But the good thing about being in Anaheim is that, like, you know, there's going to be multiple places to go and hang out. Will the cohesiveness of last VidCon happen? Nah, that was a one and done. But that doesn't mean that more people aren't going to come out this year that are going to go in between and whatever else. So that's, you know, it is what it is. And that's at this point. That's it. I'm not gonna spend like, you know, about like over $1,000 to travel to Southern California for a week just to get into some shit that started as a petty internet beef. Like I just, you know, I could sit there and run into like fucking some SJWs I know they're going to be there that I just really don't like on a human level. And I'll be fucking cordial to them and whatever. And like, I'm not here.
That's because real life's different.
Well, yeah, no, there's a lot of real life. There's a lot of real life about that. You know, if Andy shows up, Andy shows up, you know, that's that. Like, you know, I'm not going to sit there and like run up and cuss him out and like punch him in the face. I have no desire to do that. That's not who I am as a person. Now, does that mean I'm going to go like hang out with him and get a beer?
Right.
Probably not. That's probably not going to happen. But you know, that's just the way.
Well, I think what escalated it, at least for you, and you can either own this or not, but I think what escalated it is you said you didn't care, but then on Twitter, you kept going back and forth. And I think that sent mixed messages, you know?
Well, that was just me being pedantic at 2:00 in the morning. That was just me trolling at 2:00. Like I was just more or less doing it to fuck with them. I will admit that. No, I've never. The thing is, look, dude.
Maybe not a good decision then. But
no, listen, hey,
you know.
arguably, has anything involved with any of this shit for the past few months ever actually been a good fucking decision?
Sure, but I'm sure, I'm sure too that like I think I know you well enough to at least say that you probably don't wake up in the morning and the first thing you think of is, oh, all this internet shit. You know, I don't. Like, I love my fans. I love entertaining. But when I wake up in the morning, I'm not all like, oh, my God, baked Alaska last night. Oh, my God. Like, that's not the first. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, man, I got to take a shit. Like,
I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, I listen. Okay, my daughter's not crying. Let me go making sure she's still alive because she's still in that whole SIDS phase. I check on her. She is cool. I feed her. I watch whatever fucking news is on YouTube and shit. Go about my day. No, the thing is, I run my 2 channels. I take care of my kid. That's what I do. And I'm fine with that. So I'm not sitting there like people send me shit all the time. Like that's the thing when it comes to like, I guess YouTube, any kind of drama, like there's little birdies everywhere, like getting messages on Discord from people and I'm getting tweets from people like, or emails or whatever. And it's just, I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Now I just noticed failures in the chat. And he says, Matt, I'm going to increase the amount to 1,510 cents for that pie to your face. I hope you reconsider it. That's 10 cents, bro. That's 10 more cents.
That's
10 more cents. I don't know,
10
man.
10 cents is a very, that's a hard one to pass up. God damn. I like a dime. A dime is good.
Like given everything, like I have to say something personal. Like given everything, and no matter, like I said, I try not to take sides. I'm trying to be friends with everybody, like I always have been.
I know you
because as long as you don't break the golden rules, in my opinion, everybody's going to disagree. Everybody's going to have fights. Everybody's going to agree on some things, disagree on other things. Me and you disagree on probably a lot, but I still fucking love talking to you, man. It's cool.
It's all good. The only thing I really get perturbed at is I don't like false claims. Like I think at this point in my career, people should know that I don't DMCA unless it's like theft, and I don't sit there and do whatever. Because last week when people were fucking flagging videos and shit, that was just fucking stupid. I was like, God damn it, would you stop doing this shit? Because like I'm getting blamed for all of that crap, and like I didn't do any of it. Like I have I don't care. I just don't watch those videos.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't understand how you could have possibly flagged all those videos, given that you were busy shooting YouTube.
The working theory. That was 2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago. Okay,
I'm sorry. I had to. Right. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's fine. No. But it's kind of like there was a working theory that like it was because I'm verified on YouTube, I carry more weight. I have no idea if that's true. I didn't do shit. Like last year, for example, Dave Cullen made that video about me, which got a lot of people to make other videos calling me like a pedo defender, a pedo apologist, a rape apologist, a pedo supporter, all of this shit, which is in no way accurate whatsoever. And those videos are all still there. Yeah. I never touched one of them. And you know what I mean? And pointing out that like I cried at getting a fucking achievement that I'm really proud of is nothing compared to videos with your face calling you a person who supports pedophilia. Like that's the whole situation. If I did not strike those videos down, what fucking shit do I give about this other pedantic crap? You want to make a video saying you don't like me? That's fine. I don't care. Like that's your prerogative. That's your opinion. You have that ability, right? Like I cannot sit there as a rational adult and go, I criticize people for multiple reasons, and then go, I don't like it when people criticize me. I'm flagging the videos down. Does that mean I have to watch everything? No, I don't have to watch it. I don't have to engage with it. But I'm still not going to sit there and take away anyone's right to free fucking speech. And that got under my skin a little bit because that was like really annoying. But then the people that were trying to say it were ultimately just doing it to get under my skin. But then again, it also perpetuates this false reality that I'm like some fucking eggshell snowflake or some shit. That's like, I can't handle people saying mean things. I'm like, dude, fucking say what you want. That's the whole thing. I just don't have to play your game.
It's because you live in Portland.
No, I know. I don't live in Portland. I don't live in Portland anymore, man. Okay, my alarm clock are gunshots. That's where I live right now. There's more firing out here than the fucking ghetto. So there's that.
Fuck yeah, you live in a good neighborhood. You're well protected.
Yeah.
Your neighbors are ready for the zombie apocalypse.
My neighbors are locked and loaded. It's pretty funny. They're
But
they're crazy and shit.
but given like everything, like I said, like failure, man, like he gave me my start kind of. I mean, he discovered my
No,
channel when I was like
I get it.
nothing,
There's always going to be a sense of loyalty in certain regards, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like
So
fucking no matter what, like I love that guy, because he really is just a chill dude.
no, I've hung out with him.
I've got
I'm not saying that he's not.
Yeah, like everybody's going to do what they're going to do with their channels, and they have their audience, and they do what they do. And I'm neither here nor there with the blood sports. I do have my thoughts on it. Like, I really don't know if it can hold out for the long term. I'm talking long term, like to make it a career, but it definitely is a moneymaker right now, and an exciting prospect, and people like it, and that's why people want to like what they like,
No, sure.
That's the whole point of being free on the internet, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it really is. It really is. That's the whole point of it, is you have the ability to express yourself, even if you're a cunt. There's that. And, and that goes any direction. I think we've all been cunty at one point in time or another. I just find it funny that, because the thing is, like, studying trends is one of the things that I do. And I look at, IBS, I look at all the situation, and there's elements of it that are very fascinating to me, just again, from an anthropological viewpoint of kind of like why things happen, how they happen. And honestly, I can tell you, if there wasn't as much of a big political divide on YouTube that had been brewing for the past couple of years, it would not be as big as it is. And
yeah, maybe.
But the thing is, though,
People have always liked fighting.
People like fighting, sure, but it's you have to sit there and think about it from the, I guess, from the aspect of the long-term play. And so it's kind of like, look at like, I think, I don't know what Andy's up to now. I think he's doing like 3 streams a week, so like 5 or some shit. But there's always going to be good drama. Like this Baked Alaska thing is, any way you want to cut it is good fucking drama. It's just, it is wow. I've never seen someone implode that fast.
Yeah, that was...
and then the way that they acted over it, like, oh, I'm gonna call you out being a cokehead. It's all like, Jesus, dude, like, are you that much of a bitch about it? Like, that's.
Get yourself a super chat. Special Eddie says, Matt, what is the lighter for?
It's not lighter. It's a vape pen. It's a vape pen. So
I'm the one with the damn lighter, yo.
Yeah, it's my vape because I quit smoking almost 12 years ago.
12 years and you still need the vape? Jeez.
No. I just started. I do this only occasionally. I usually only do it when I'm streaming. Other than that, I don't really do it. So
it's good to have something to do with your hands, I guess.
Yeah, it will, because that's the thing you never get rid of. You never get rid of the physical addiction.
Right.
So it's like, if I have like chapstick or something and it's like the tube form, I flick it around and everything else. So there's that. So no. Okay. Hold on, Failure. I do admit that you did get me and Dave to talk, and that was cool. And Dave's a good guy and all that shit. And I don't want your money. Okay. Like, I just don't want it. So there's that. Like, I have no desire to go on there. I have no desire to interact in that particular environment. That's, I appreciate everything you did at VidCon. Nothing about that was bad. But people apparently change, and we don't always have to get along, agree, or communicate. So there's that.
Right.
And that's one of the things too. People expect, it's a weird thing. People expect you to jump when they call, which I find to be the most fascinating aspect of it all.
Well, I mean, when it comes to money, it's like, I think they feel like if they're offering money, why not do it?
Because there are things in this world that are greater than money, man. Money comes and goes. You know what I mean? Like I started off on this fucking YouTube game making 30 cents a day. That was it. 30 cents when I was living in Los Angeles and I was dead broke and shit. And then, you hit 2016 and fuck, Jesus Christ, that was a lot, and last year I got hit with the apocalypse. So, here's the thing, man, money comes and goes. I provide for my family. My mortgage is paid. My bills are all paid. I have money to go do other shit. That's fine. You know what I mean? Is it as good as previous years? No, but everything ebbs and flows. So
yeah,
it's
sure.
It's not. So when I say, like, I don't want you know, like I prefer there to be a very straightforward, like, you know, I like the AdSense system just because I feel like watch a video, there's an ad. That's the most direct possible route.
Yeah,
The
that's
super, the
that
super,
was the good days.
the super chat Streamlab stuff. I mean, I do it, but I don't really feel super comfortable with it. I still like, I feel weird in some respects because it's like people they want to donate and that's cool. And I appreciate that. But I feel very odd about the whole thing. It's always bugged me.
I do too. Like the fact that we make a living off the good graces of our fans directly.
Yeah.
Like it's different when everybody can just watch an ad and the money's not coming directly out of their pocket. They're just watching an ad and you're getting paid.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I like Twitch's way of going about it. You watch the ad, you get the bits, then you can spend the bits how you want. So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty interesting.
I'm not taking your blood money. You know, why don't you just here's the thing. Donate it to charity. Give it to someone who fucking needs it. If is there a smaller YouTuber that needs to get gear to get going? Give it to them. Right? Like if you're gonna instead of dropping 1,500 on a joke, or in Andy's case 1,300 on a bad joke, give it to someone who fucking needs it. You know, like just do that. Let's see. Mike stuck in the middle of Noteville says vaping is pretty gay, but I'll give you some green anyway. Just kidding. By the way, trying to draw some awesome looking giant robots when you're in over your head fucking sucks. Peace out, dude. Dude, you know, go draw some robots, but I recommend like jerking off first because this clears your mind.
Yeah.
Be zen. Go in there with an empty gun.
Find your happy place.
Yeah, find your happy
place.
I recommend the biglistofporn.com. Actually, tlbop.com. There we go. There's definitely that. So yeah, here's the thing. Minding Freedom needs 1,500. Failure, how about that? Give it to Minding Freedom. He wants to emigrate to the United States. Right?
He's going to need more than 1,500.
Well, I think he's going to go to like Michigan or Wisconsin. If it's Michigan, you can get by 1,500 just fine. You can get a fucking mansion in Michigan.
No, I mean, just to immigrate costs thousands of dollars to immigrate legally. I mean,
yeah, no, it really does. Here's the thing, Minding Freedom. What you need to do is you need to go on like OkCupid or Match.com and
just get married.
Find a mid-30s divorcee with 2 kids and a mortgage. You're good. You're welcome
right.
to America.
Welcome to that's American dream.
I actually knew a woman that did that. I did that. She did that years ago. She married a guy. She's Puerto Rican. He's Mexican. He wanted to come here. Didn't want to go through the proper channels. She had like her friends approached her with the deal. It was like a $20,000 buyout, right? So it's like $10,000 up front. They get married. I think it's like 2 to 5 years or whatever until he gets his green card or becomes a citizen, and then they get divorced, and then she gets the other 10,000. So she got the 10,000. They started hanging out. They actually legitimately started liking each other, and then they legitimately fell in love. And then they went and they were doing all this shit, and then like she was actually in love with this guy. He was great. They had about a good 2 months until she found out he was cheating on her.
Damn.
And so you know what she did? She called INS.
Oh.
And everything else, and yeah, he was gone. Overnight, he was gone. And he let me borrow a couple PlayStation 2 games, and he was gone before I could give him back. And I'm just like, how do I get these back to Luis? And she's like, he said to keep them. And I'm all like, yeah, you'd probably break them, wouldn't you? She's like, I would. I'm like, well, I'm going to give these a good home. I'm just going to give these a good home. They're going to be fine over here. So.
Well, I think in the end, the best way to handle like a lot of this stuff that's going on the internet is to just be a little lighthearted about it. Sometimes, like I just hop on streams and have jokes. Sure.
No, I completely agree. Like there are times where it's good to be lighthearted. I think that's always a good thing to do. But there's also things that you just, not everything is something that you wanna partake in. And right. I think, people want to, especially when there's like, I think, again, like I said, there was so much that happened in like a 4-month period of time. And just in the first, I definitely am a person that believes that, you can usually find a way to find some kind of center ground. But yeah. Like I said, in this particular situation, probably not going to happen in a public sense. And that's just my take on that one. You know, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think it's going to happen all behind the scenes. And, you know, if people are interested in that, I think that there's always a way to reach out in that regard. But for right now, things are the way that they are. And you know what? I mean, hey, look, Failure cracked 4,000 people on a stream yesterday. Awesome. Good.
Fuck yeah.
You know, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, I can't even like talk to them anymore. I remember like the Kumite started. There was like 68 people. Everybody had wrenches. I could like say something in the chat and instantly everybody on the stream be like, "Oh, Magog's here."
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Now there's like 4,000 people. It's moving so fast. I'm like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Oh, they don't
see what this is,
anymore.
Failure. This is a cry for help from Magog. He feels lonely. He feels left out.
It's so fucking hilarious.
He wants on the Kumite. He wants to come on your show. I'm
like a hipster when it comes to the Kumite. I was like, I Kumite back before it was cool.
Yeah, he'll suck your dick. He'll get on there like he wants it bad. He's all like, I gotta get Magog really famous, man. I'm going there. I'm just casting spells and shit.
I don't. But the thing is too, like, I really wouldn't even know what to say on the Kumite if I got invited again, because it's like I don't really have a beef with anybody. I mean, obviously, I disagree with the Baked Alaska stuff. I mean, obviously,
yeah, I think
shit to do.
Anyone out there disagrees with the Baked Alaska stuff. You know, like I have like no love in this world for the Ralph retort, but you know, I'm like, yeah, he was right in this one.
Failure
in his
fucking dick. I got him to 20,000. What? Fuck you. That's funny.
So yeah, no, it's the Baked Alaska thing. Like I was listening to like Tommy C did a thing about that. I was listening to that today a little bit because I'm trying to like understand the full concept of it all, because I feel like it's I feel like it's very weird how it all went down. Like it's, you know, I don't know if it's like
I didn't even know it was happening. I I only know about this stuff because yesterday I got done with my homework at a fairly decent time, turned on the Kumite on Failure's channel, and there was this blonde girl on there. I didn't know who she was. Apparently she was like one of Baked Alaska's little, I don't know.
I got no fucking idea.
Girls.
I got no
she was
idea.
Like, it was like watching a fucking train wreck. Like, it was just like, what is this girl even fucking talking about? Like, I had no idea. So I did a little research and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I only brought it up because I think, you know, like, I wouldn't even care if it was just a bunch of drama. But as soon as I learned that Andy's family was doxxed, his little sister.
No, that's not cool
that was
at
it.
all.
Yeah,
like, you know, it's I mean, it's kind of like, even like when there was like that Right Wing Watch article, you know, like I feel like they, you know, like that was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like you could see like clearly there was like a big push to try to label him as something that he's obviously not. And so like, you know, I felt bad that happened, because I don't feel like that's.
I liked last week. Like this week, it's all about the Baked Alaska stuff. But last week, it was like, oh my God, fucking Zuckerberg is speaking to Congress, and you know, like it was that was like fun stuff, because I'm watching that stuff going, is this internet stuff finally getting national attention? You know, the censorship and everything.
What angered me about the Zuckerberg stuff was the fact that like no congressman like knew anything.
Right, they're a bunch of old guys. Like, now, what exactly do you do?
Yeah,
like the congressman felt like the Bobs from Office Space.
Yeah,
you know, like the two got like they sit out. He's like, what would you say you actually do here? Like, you know.
I got a $20 super chat here from Victor Savell saying, good stuff, Matt, like the podcast format. Thank you very much, Victor. Thank you very much. I plan on doing lots of.
I did want to compliment you on your nice animated background.
Yeah, I like it. I have a teleprompter coming tomorrow.
Interesting.
I bought a. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm doing like the one video a day,
right?
Multiple stories, and then what I want to do is I want to do more in-depth stuff on not only here but then also 3 Buck Theater, and then just pen out a script and then just have it, read it off, put it into the camera, and then I can just edit everything out. Because usually the hardest part for me is because I'm a long-winded talker, so like I'll get off on like I can veer off in some way doing a video, and then I'm like, I don't want to go through and edit. You know, like I'll just let it go, and then people are like, it's too fucking long, and I'm like, God damn it, you know. So I figured, yeah, fuck it. I got this this little DSLR teleprompter. I've got the, you know, like I want to, I don't know. I'm more interested at this point in trying to just take things to a bit of a different level and you know,
Getting fancy.
Yeah, upgraded to that nice ass 7D, you know.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's all like, ooh, this is one of the nicest webcams ever.
Right.
So
Like,
it's just it's like so stupid. You know,
but like I see people saying, you know, getting all fancy and shit. Now Abaddon brings up a good point. Why couldn't the congressman hire some nerds to tell them?
well, they were supposed to.
You know?
Their staff was the ones preparing this shit. I don't think their staff even knew what to look at. That's the
No,
whole thing.
well, like that harkens back to like when Antifa was starting to really amp up because of the Berkeley stuff. I actually did an interview, and I recorded it. I've never released it publicly. I did an interview with a CBS reporter.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah,
that was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like, unfortunately, what happened was we were supposed to have, like, he told me if I don't release the audio from the recording, because he knew I was recording. I you know, I didn't want him to think I was like, I'm going to record this, and he's like, oh, we're recording it too. And I did the whole interview. And then, like he said, if you don't release it publicly until my article comes out, I'll come on one of your shows. So I like contacted you and was like, dude, you want to help me? Actual like CBS reporter on my show and stuff. And it got me all excited. And then Vegas happened. And it just blew that out of the water. He was like, we're not writing Antifa right now because of Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas changed a lot of shit.
So then I haven't even heard from the guy because he probably got wrapped up in all kinds of other stories. But the point of me bringing that up was this guy had no idea what Antifa was. He had no idea what was going on. He didn't understand the internet. Like, that's what I feel like the congressman, and he was a young guy too. So that's what I feel like these congressmen, their aides are probably a lot more like him. Like, they're young, but they're not part of the internet. Yeah. They're still kind of old media, you know, type of people that watch the actual news, and they're political, and they're driving their own political careers. And so they don't really get it. Like, I'm talking to this guy and he's like, so what would you say like Antifa is? And I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, right? Have you never seen the bike lock video? Come on, bro. Like, you know,
a fascist organization masquerading as anti-fascists. It's ironic. It's like an Alanis Morissette song.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
yeah.
He had no clue. The whole reason he got a hold of me was friends with Boston Antifa on Twitter.
Yeah, and they're the troll, and they're like,
and he couldn't get a hold of them, and he came to me. Antifa, no, and it was like, well, can you get me in touch with Antifa? And I'm like, no, but you know them on Twitter. They're not really Antifa, bro. You know, like.
I got this. Speaking of weird emails from people wanting to talk to you, I got an email from a documentarian out of the UK, and she's doing I guess a feature-length documentary about the kid from Flight of the Navigator, right?
Right.
And because you remember a couple of years ago he got arrested for robbing a bank in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Yeah, some crazy shit.
So she saw my video on that, and she was all like, I really want to come out to where you are and talk to you about this situation. And I'm like, why? Like, okay, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll totally do it because I think that'd be kind of cool. But it's also like, why?
Right?
You want to come to you know, like Olympia, Washington. You're from the UK. You're gonna make a trip to Olympia to talk to some fucking YouTuber that talks about general news and be like, so your thoughts on this guy robbing a bank? Like, it's fucking stupid.
Right.
You know, I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, that was a weird out of the blue email that, and I've been getting a few more of those, some more of those weird kind of like, you know, interviews and shit, that have been coming around. Like the whole, the YouTube shooting thing that was interesting because, I talked to the one guy from the LA Times, and the thing is the LA Times publisher, they also own San Diego Union Tribune, Seattle Times, and a number of other outlets, right? Right. And so he ran the first story, and then he interviewed me a second time, ran that story, and that actually made front page of San Diego Union Trib as well as Seattle. And then, so I'm like, holy shit. Because I have people messaging me from both cities that are just like, holy shit, dude. Like, you know, your name's in the fucking news and shit. And like, what did you do? And I'm all like, I didn't do anything. Someone's being a dick. And then like BuzzFeed wrote about me. Polygon wrote about me. But Polygon didn't mention Gamergate. That was the weirdest thing. Is they didn't mention Gamergate. They said I'm kind of I'm a right-leaning podcaster or whatever. And I'm just like, really? Like, we met? What the fuck?
You're right leaning because
I'm not
anybody right of Jane Fonda, fucking right leaning.
Yeah, there's I thought it was pretty interesting, and because not only that, there was like Russia Today wrote about me, small profile in their articles, and it's like I'm sitting there reading all these going like, what in the fuck, you know, like what is this shit? You know, and I found it to be funny that people got mad at me over the verified thing. Because I'm just like, if, you know, there's actually, believe it or not, there's been a whole bunch of parody accounts that have sprung up since then, which it proves my exact reasoning for wanting to become verified and everything else. So that's my argument on that one. There was another super chat here from Victor Savell again saying, can you name 3 competitors to YouTube where you would consider taking your content if this platform dies?
You also got one from Mimic.
Yeah, there's one that, let me bring it. Yeah, there's
love your vids. Keep up the good work.
Well, thank you, Mimikyu. Appreciate that. But as for the three competitors, clearly there's Vimeo.
Vimeo, BitChute, and Minds.
Well, there's BitChute. I'm also on DTube. I'm just not on there very much. And right. I like that because it's d.tube. It's a decentralized tube. It's basically all blockchain.
Right.
And I like that. I actually like that quite a bit. There's Facebook actually allows you to do that too, and they're gonna start allowing you to monetize, anyone to monetize.
Nobody likes Facebook, bro.
No, well, here's the thing: is they're doing the same thing YouTube's doing, and they're going to be going after the gamers. They want the gaming streams. They want to get those.
I know they do, but they're fucking hard. You know, like right now, like Facebook is really like. Oh yeah. Man, did you know this? Like I just now, and I don't know if it's a big thing yet, but it's pretty interesting. Fucking AP and Gasly, you know them.
Yeah.
Over there to Gulf City, right? They fucking started MySpace pages and abandoned Facebook. Like, and believe it or not, because they did that, a lot of their fans went to MySpace and started pages, and they were actually trending on MySpace.
Wow. It's hard to believe that MySpace even exists. So, okay, so Victor, sorry, I would say Vimeo, DTube, and probably BitChute would be the best.
I think BitChute is got a lot of potential, mostly because of their, like you upload to YouTube, it automatically grabs it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you don't have to
VidMe did the same. Yeah, VidMe did the same thing. Okay,
did they?
Victor, yeah, they
never did that for me.
VidMe, maybe it's because I was verified.
I was too.
I don't know. I just copied the link over and it automatically. It just didn't rip over the thumbnail. Okay, so well, Twitch allows you to you can upload some content and you can host your content, but it's not meant to be long-term storage. So hosting videos on Twitch would not be a good idea. What would be fine would be posting the videos, hosting the videos over there, doing a live stream showcasing those videos, and then exporting them someplace else.
Right.
Like Twitch is not an archival site necessarily. YouTube is more of the archival site. So if let's say YouTube kills all monetization and people have to go other places, Twitch would be one. BitChute, DTube would probably be the best. I like Vimeo because I feel like their encoder is a lot better than YouTube. But it's not designed for your average shit posting, you know, like
sure.
You go to Vimeo and it's all like, oh, did you shoot this at using this particular lens, of up close of a butterfly, mating in the winter.
Yeah, I've always felt that I've always felt like Vimeo is more of this is for artistic film.
Yeah.
You know, they really want to pull in that more college student films and stuff. They don't want cat videos and shit. You know, they're not trying to be YouTube.
No, they're
trying to go for a higher quality. You know,
do you know they're actually older than YouTube by a year?
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it's I had some stuff on Vimeo for a while. It's stuff I didn't want to post on YouTube. I just posted there, and plus a lot of my film school friends, because again, it's that whole it's that artistic, pretentious, way to go about it. Because when I was in documentary class, my second year, you know, was my first. It was my, you know, it was '06. So I was in my second. I was just into my second year, and I was in a documentary class, and that's when we first learned about YouTube. And at the time, no one thought YouTube would be anything. No one thought YouTube would be whatever. It was just like, oh, okay, so you post like whatever you want. All right, whatever. No one's gonna care. We want to use it as a way to like go make short films and
Right.
documentaries and artistic nonsense. And then
And I hate that shit.
what, artistic nonsense?
Well, it's the pretentiousness because, like, I'm in art school, right? Like, and one of the reasons I'm quitting is the pretentiousness. Like, it's like what I do is not real art because it's too commercial.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that mindset. The same, but you have to understand, like the same mindset that happens here too. Like a couple of years ago, you couldn't even fucking talk about money. A couple of years ago, right? Like 2013 is when Linkara did his video, basically saying like, "You owe me ad revenue," is what he, in my opinion, what he generally boiled it down to. And then I made my video saying this is like a hobby, not a job. Which, by the way, I was entirely wrong on that. You know, fully admit, but wrong on that one. And
Yeah.
but I caught a lot of flack for that. But the thing is though, my response to him was more about the fact that like it's demanding of it, and so it's like people give me shit for the whole turn off the pesky ad block thing. But if you listen to how I say it, it's clearly a joke. But it's also really funny that the meme is taken on the life that it has, and I totally am fine with it. But it's,
I hate that the mundane Matt isms didn't take on because we were doing that on a stream.
oh no, I no. Someone sent me screenshots of that at first, and I was like, they were like, because they had sent it to me like, oh, Magog is talking shit, and I'm just like
No,
what?
I wasn't.
I was like, what? And then
Other people were.
because
Other
all I
people
saw, well, yeah, that's
yeah.
fine. Like
Other-
I saw, all I saw was like a bunch of things. Like people just sent me like clipped out shots from the chat. So then I went and I found the stream and I found that scene, so to speak, and I'm like, oh yeah, all right, whatever, and I close it out.
Yeah, no, like it came on as a joke, like the what's his name, Walker Texas Ranger, Chuck Norris things,
Yeah.
Chuck Norrisisms, and so like other people in the chat were like fat and stupid, and it's like that's not an ism, like it has to be more poetic. So I was saying things like I was like mundane Matt was once bitten by a king cobra, and after 3 agonizing days, the king cobra judged Ghostbusters 2016 harshly. Like,
That's actually one of my favorite lines from Expendables 2. I was bit by a king cobra, and after 3 excruciating days, the cobra died. It's like
the cobra died, right?
You dropped that Chuck Norrisism.
And I did one that was like mundane Matt made millions delivering pizzas to his own house. Like, I was just taking the piss.
That's actually pretty fucking funny. That's actually pretty fucking funny. I will admit that. That's pretty good. That's solid burn. It's a solid burn. It's a solid burn, Magog. You son of a bitch.
Right?
It's a solid burn. Though. It's good. It's good.
Motherfucker. But
Motherfucker.
back to the art school thing, man. Like let me tell you, like one of the reasons I'm quitting isn't just because the GI Bill is up and I don't want to have to pay to go to school. Like because
I mean, it's a pretty big reason.
Yeah, right. Like I don't want to be in debt up to my eyeballs. I have plenty of life experience. I'll find a job if this YouTube thing doesn't work. So I have 1 degree too, anyway. So it's not a big deal that I'm giving up the gas. But I knew that I was not meant for that, for academia as it is right now. Mostly through the past 2 years. Like after Trump was elected, college got even worse. Like really bad, cringy shit. Like I'll give you an example. My photography teacher, first day of class, we're going over the history of photography. And one of the first things she says is, photography has a history in racism. And I was like, this is going to be a long fucking semester.
When I first started taking film school, my teacher was an overweight black man. And, you know, this is in 2005, 2006. Times were simpler then.
I guess
right?
so.
And so, like, one day we're in class taking a test, and he comes over to me, and he stands right in front of my desk, and he goes like, Mr. Jarbo, I have a question for you. And I was like, yeah, what's that, Mr. Sneed? And he goes, do you have AIDS? And I'm just like, what? And everyone, like, looks up from, like, their quiz and goes like, whoa, what the fuck did he just ask him? And I'm like, I'm sorry, say that again. He's like, do you have AIDS? And I'm like, no, I do not have AIDS. And he goes, oh, great. You're just the asshole I'm looking for.
That's
Right.
funny.
And I'm like, that's funny. Right. So then like the week later, I come walking into class a few minutes late and I'm like, oh, hey, sorry, I'm late. What'd I miss? And he just goes, well, we were just having a very interesting discussion about the preservation of semen. And without even missing a beat, I just look at him and go, yeah, well, you were in the Navy. You know how to swallow.
Right.
and like everyone just goes, oh my God, I can't believe you said that to the teacher. And he just looks at me and like throws his head back and laughs. And he's like, that was fucking funny. We've been friends ever since. So
Right.
it's like, I mean,
Don't get me wrong. I've had some good teachers, but I've had some bad ones too.
It's been weird. Like this was before all that shit. Like this was before like, we joked about the movie PCU, right? Like
Right.
PCU should not be a reality. It wasn't even a reality in 1993 when it came out. It was an exaggeration of politically correct in college. Now that kind of shit is a reality and it's even fucking worse. I mean, like look at the shit with Starbucks, right? Like I don't know if what happened was racism. I don't have all the details. No one is reporting about the interaction between the manager and the two black guys.
Right.
No one is reporting. So I don't know. You don't know if the manager is white, black, Hispanic, Asian, or whatever. You don't know. Like there's certain key details that are being left out of this because it's playing into the overall rage game. And I'm like, and I'm reading this article and I'm just going like, you know what? You know how many times I've thrown motherfuckers out for fucking loitering? Right? Like a lot, and it's like I've thrown people out and, I've watched them get arrested and carried away and shit because like they had warrants out for their fucking arrest. Right. And it's like, I'm pretty sure like here's how I think that whole thing went down. Okay. The two dudes walk in, ask to use the bathroom. They say it's for customers only. Right. And they go, okay, or they probably got a little bit mad about it or, maybe tried to like talk her into it or something, talk the employee into it. And then, it escalates from there. The manager comes over, reiterates the fact that this is for paying customers. You got to buy something. We'll give you access to the bathroom. And then they sit down and they're like, well, aren't you going to buy anything? And they probably go, no, we're not, or we're waiting. And then at this point, attitude and ego comes into play. And once that enters into the situation, it's done. It's done because both parties are going to dig their fucking heels in.
Yeah, but from what I understand, they were like using the Wi-Fi and actually sitting in there for long periods of time without buying anything.
Well, I heard they were waiting for a guy, like,
Right.
And ultimately, I look at it more along the lines of just like, if they were just waiting, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like if it was busy and they're taking up a seat from a customer, then maybe, but at the same time, it's like, it's Starbucks. Like who gives a shit? There's another one down the fucking corner. You know what I mean? Like,
sure. But the size of these buildings are like Starbucks are not loud.
Yeah.
They're small.
They're definitely,
you're taking up space. You're using the Wi-Fi. You're using the bathrooms. You're not buying anything. And here's paying customers that could use.
Sure.
space.
But but at the same time, it's like there are certain things that like most people, I don't know. I just don't see like, I personally believe that this was more about attitude. And
sure, yeah.
I think that what it really boiled down to was like, they said, cause you guys, are you going to buy anything? And then they're probably like, nah, we're just waiting. So, and then he's like, okay, well then you need to get the fuck out. If you're not buying anything, you got to leave, which they have every right to do.
Sure.
And then they go, no, we're not leaving. Like, well, if you don't leave, I'm going to call the cops. Okay, fine. Call the cops. Cause I've trust me, I've had this conversation thousands of times over the years. And this is when
it really does. Forgive me, but it really does sound like a bad joke. It's two black joke. Guys walk into a Starbucks. Yeah. The manager says, if you're not going to buy anything, move on. And the black guys say, but we're black. Like that. Oh. That's the bad joke that this fucking.
It kind of, no, I get what you're saying with that too. I do get, I get the humor in that one. And I'm just like, it's more along the lines. I look at it as being like, because this is how I usually tended to handle this thing. I had a pre-script in my head, and it, like 9 times out of 10 it fucking worked. So, because I worked at a drive-in, so instead of for us it would be parking cars, right? And people get really, really, really defensive over where they park because they see there's 1,000 other cars there, and they don't want to drive around to find a better spot. Or another spot. So it gets down to this whole shit, and it becomes the same situation. Like, look, I need you to move. You're not going to move. I'm going to ask you to leave because I don't have time for this shit. And then they think, well, if I stall long enough, they're just going to give up. I'm a stubborn motherfucker. So the answer to that is no. And I sit there and go, look, if you don't leave, I'm going to call the cops. And then they're like, well, the cops ain't going to do anything. And I'm all like, yeah, see, the thing is, this is probably what those guys thought too, is that the cops are going to be called. Cops ain't going to do shit. Nah, you're on private property. They can have you leave. Like they can forcibly have the police remove you. And that's within their right to do so.
Sure.
Because if you're not buying anything and they've already asked you to leave at this point, they can do that. Most people think that like going to a Starbucks or a Target or a movie theater it's a public place. It's a public accommodation. However, there's still rules that apply to private property.
Sure.
And so what I would say to people, they throw their chest out and they go like, I'm not going to fucking move. So usually I would just look them dead in the eye and I would say, listen, you have one of two choices here. You can move your car, enjoy your movie, have yourself a good night. Or two, you can not move your car, argue with me some more. I call the cops show up, the cops throw your ass out. And either way, I still win. The question that I want you to ask yourself right now is, how much fun do I get to have?
Right.
And I would drop that line and I would fucking nail that shit home. I would just like look them dead in the eye and like really just sell it. And oftentimes I would just get the, God damn, dude, fine, I'll move. Like just, and they think I'm fucking around because I've called the cops on people before and I have no problem with that. But it's, I don't like it to get to that point. It's like, I understand the customer's concern. So I do understand where these guys are coming from. And I am like, you know, sympathetic in that regard. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like there was just a butting of heads. And once that sets in, it's just, there's not going to be a good outcome.
But here's the thing, no matter what happened, like the fallback, or, you know, like what happened was they ended up firing the manager, and now like every Starbucks manager has to do some sort of like racial training.
It's every Starbucks. They're closing 8,000 stores on May 29th. They're closing it the day after Memorial Day weekend when people all go back to work.
Right.
That's not going to do well for their stock that day.
No.
But at the same time, it's like the manager, I don't know if the manager was necessarily fired, because the way I read it was that they're no longer at that location. And
well, maybe they moved him. Yeah.
Because they're not identifying who it is.
Right. I might have just read that wrong, obviously. I'll own that. Maybe he wasn't fired.
You could be right. And I could have just gotten the wrong. Hold on. I have the, there we go. I'm like, I had the article up. I was going to do a video about it tonight. Let's see here. So, okay. Okay, the company says the manager who called the police is no longer working at that store. Starbucks would not comment on other reports that she has left the company. Oh, it's a chick.
Oh.
That's a whole new fucking dynamic. I thought it was a dude. Because, like, I've seen shit like this go down in Los Angeles. Many years ago, I was on Hollywood Boulevard with my buddies. We're at the McDonald's. And we're waiting for our food to get ordered. And the guys behind us, there was a homeless guy behind us, and he was getting kind of agitated, right? He was this black homeless guy getting kind of agitated, getting into an argument with the very, very, very gay Hispanic manager over like a chicken sandwich or some shit, right? And then behind him were two black guys that were kind of like, they were younger gentlemen that were kind of dressed like, you know, like they're going clubbing or kind of whatever, you know, more, I guess, more urban attire would be the best way to describe it. And the homeless dude starts like cussing out the manager, calling him like, you know, a fag and all this shit, like really pissed him off. So the guy's like, just get out of here, you're out of here. And the two dudes behind him all of a sudden got lumped in. So he goes, all three of you get the hell out. And they look at us like, help us. And we're like, hey man, I don't think they're with him. Like they're not with that dude, you know, like they look to us to like intervene with this manager. Well, the manager had nothing to do with it. He didn't give a shit at all. Calls over the security guard, who's like another very, very, very like big black dude, and tells him to kick the three younger black guys out. And the dude does his job, gets rid of these people. And as they're walking away, the manager just yells out, I fucking hate black people. And I mean, we're sitting there going like, what the fuck? You know, like, how is this even okay? And then the things, no one in there, and the place was full of people of different races. I think we were like maybe like 3 out of 5 white people in this packed McDonald's on a Saturday night. And that was it. Everyone else was of another race, and no one gave a shit. Like, no one gave a shit. And I'm just going like, let's get our shit and let's get the fuck out of here. You know, like, let's wander. And we ran into the guys outside and we're like, hey man, like, we're really fucking sorry that happened. You know, like, that's some craziness right there. So yeah, I mean, racism exists, but like, you know, I've seen it happen from like the weirdest of places. So the fact that it's a woman who got into a fight with it, I really, at this point now, I really want to read the police report over the interaction between the manager and the guys. I think getting that police report might actually shed some light, because apparently the cops had said like they didn't feel good about arresting him. Like, they just didn't feel right. I'm like, why did they arrest him?
Right.
I mean, the thing is, that's the thing. Cops aren't going to come into a place and go like, okay, I'm arresting you right away. They're going to go in there and they're going to say like, okay, you need to leave. Like, they're only going to move to arrest if there's escalation. And so I've only seen the part of the video where they're being escorted out of the store, but not what led up to that. So it's kind of like, it's like, I need to know the rest of the information. Like, I want to know the police report about what their interaction was, and I want to see the footage leading up to the police showing up. Because I think that would give us a full understanding of what went down, how it went down, and whether or not the media narrative is 100% correct, which it may not be.
Right. Yeah, I mean, obviously we want all the judge and report, you know, because you know, some things you just, you know, like, you can speculate, but you have to say, this is just my opinion and what I think happened. But ultimately, you know, all that can change, you know?
Yeah. The whole thing, the whole situation is crap. Like, you know, I completely think that the whole thing was crap. Because the thing is, like, when I was working at my theater, and I always hated it when it escalated to that point. But then again, there was like 5 of us trying to handle 1,000 cars and roughly about 2,000 to 3,000 people. So it's like, we're very much crammed in there and trying to make it work. So stuff can get on edge closer to the start time. But yeah, this is just like, you know, I don't know, like I'm not, you know, absolving the manager of her sins here, but I think there was a lot of like attitude at play, and it's just really weird.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe it was just one of those situations where it's like, these rules are bullshit. I ain't leaving, you know?
Hey, I'll see you later, Mindy. Thanks for coming in, man. He's got to go to bed because it's 8 o'clock in the morning where he lives.
Damn. Yeah. I'll have to be heading out here soon too. I got school in the morning, but I fucking made the mistake of coming home today and taking like a 2-hour nap before I did my homework.
Yeah.
And then when I woke up, I was like, fuck, I'm wide awake now. And then I'm over here.
Yeah, so that's gonna fuck with me on Friday, because I gotta leave to go to the airport at like fucking like 3:30 in the morning or some shit. So, because I fly out to Phoenix on Friday morning, so that ought to be.
That's right. Kilroy's coming up.
Kilroy, man. Kilroy, it's happening. It's actually happening.
I canceled, and I'm glad I did, because I am like literally.
No.
It's 2 weeks till the end of school. I'm in the throes of finals. You know?
Oh yeah, dude. No, it's all good, man. It's
like
all good.
Next week is gonna be. I need this weekend to do my research paper and stuff. Like it's gonna be fucking heavy. So I'm kind of glad I canceled because of that. You know, I've got to get through this semester.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. The college that was always hard for me too. It's like when I'd want to go to like E3 when it was still in May and be right before finals. I'm like, you fucking dicks.
Yep.
Like, let me sneak up to LA for 3 days, and then I'll be doing like homework and studying and shit. So there's a lot of that. You do have a question here though from Tie-In Ranger asking, how did your comic project for school turn out?
I'm still working on it. It's literally due the last day of class, so I think I'm 4 pages in. But it's a pretty cool story. We basically, like, the project is we had to tell our own like legend or fairy tale or something like that within 8 pages, and it has to be fully inked, colored, everything, and for sequential media. And I came up with this story that's like just like a revenge story, you know, like all good myths and legends are. And it's called Damnation Station. And it's a story, an outlaw in the Old West who gets lynched by this small town of Damnation, Arizona. And he steals the Devil's Black Soul train and comes back to get revenge.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And then he ends up having a high noon, gun, one on one, the gun duel in on Main Street with the devil. So it's basically a play on an already popular legend of, facing off with the devil.
Yeah. I mean, there's only what 7 stories you can tell.
Right. Exactly.
That's pretty much like how it boils down. I mean, I've heard 3 stories, I've heard 7 stories, I've heard 11 stories. It's just depending on who you talk to. But I mean, either way, that sounds pretty good, man. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm having fun with it. It's all like very quickly inked. Like I'm down to the wire, so I've got to finish this as fast as possible. So a lot of it is just like I'll post it afterwards, just see what people think about it. But I'm not a comic book artist, so it's not going to be. I mean, it's decent, but it's not going to. Don't be expecting some fucking amazing DC Marvel shit or something,
Well, I mean, like, dude, it's as long as you do it. The key is just getting it done. Of anything you do, the key
it's
is
for a
just getting
grade.
it done.
You're right. I've also got a magazine layout.
So
graphics design was Big Brother Google. Like it was an internet magazine called Verified,
Nice.
Well, the project was had to blue, but that can be taken as many ways as you can think of. It just had to have blue in it. And I thought blue check mark. And then I went verified. And so I created this fake internet magazine called Verified Magazine, and it had a big picture of like a real close-up picture of an eye, like somebody's face with their eye wide open. And I colored the pupil of the eye, the different color, the Google colors. And then it was like Big Brother Google, how much do they know? And then I had a couple other sub-articles. Well, now we have to do the inside of the magazine. And so I actually have to find an article about Google's like security and and stuff like that, and then paste it into the page and then do the whole layout and stuff. So it has to look real. It has to look like a real magazine. So I got to do that. I got to do a comic book. I got a research paper on the pre-Raphaelites for London art history. And then I've got my last final photography homework to do. So fucking crazy right now.
That's pretty fucking nuts, dude.
Yep. Yeah. Why do you think I want to be done with this shit, man?
No. I don't fucking blame you at all, man. I don't blame you at all for being for being like, I need to get this shit done over with. Oops. Yep. There we go. That's fucking crazy.
Yep. I'll tag you in the comic book. I'll post
it. No. I definitely want to I definitely want to read it, because those are always kind of fun to read. Like I'm not an artist at all. I can't do that shit. When I was in school, for me, it was always like writing the script. So every time I was in like a filmmaking class, it was always like, okay, Matt will write the script. We focus on all the other shit. So we did one. It was my final project in my like one of my my more advanced filmmaking class, and there were 3 groups of 8 people. And I pitched the idea of why don't we do like a film, like a 3-act movie where it's like 3 intertwining stories, right? And everything all kind of comes to a head in the end, but let's not tell our professor about it. And everyone got on board. And so like I wrote all 3 of these scripts. They were, in hindsight, here it is 13 years later, dumb as shit. But it was like, like a crime deal gone wrong, or a drug deal gone wrong, and there was like Russian mobsters and all sorts of shit. And we shot it. I wrote it all, and I had like little cues that would tie everything together. And then we ended up, everyone came together over the span of a couple weeks, and we shot these, roughly, 3 10-minute short films, and put it all together and presented it to the professor, who had no idea that we had done this. And so he's watching it. He's like, oh, that's interesting. Watches the second one. Oh, hey, that kind of ties in with this one here. And he gets to the third one, which is like the finale. And he's like, oh, holy shit. Like you guys worked together. And we're like, yeah. Did you like it? And he's all like, no, that was a bad idea. I didn't want you guys to work together.
Oh.
And so believe it or not, the next time they did that class, he actually expressly forbade it from happening. He said it couldn't happen anymore. Yep. And we were just like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude. Like, you got to be just kidding me on this shit. That is so dumb. It's, You know,
Did
like
you guys get grades though, right? You got
oh yeah, like
failure.
yeah. It was well. What pissed me
You
off
could,
was out of the nine short films we made that the entire class made that season, I wrote 7 out of the 9.
nice.
And I worked in pretty much all of them. I would always be going to other people's shoots and hanging out on set with them because I just enjoy filmmaking. And I got a B in the class, and another kid who barely even showed up at all also got a B in the class.
Yep.
And I was just like, you son of a bitch. Like everyone in the class was mad at the professor. Like they're like, Matt has done the most work of any person this entire semester, and yet you gave him a B. I don't think he liked me because I came in and I smoked and I fucking swore all the time.
Yep.
So, but I mean, you know, and I don't know if I could find a copy of that thing. I have no idea where it's at now. I would probably upload it to YouTube and show people to show you how bad it was. But we actually built squib kits. Like I literally built a homemade squib kit that was just a pesticide dispenser or sprayer with like a garden hose that was literally duct taped to my chest.
Yep.
And
I've seen those.
We filled it with fake blood, and we had brought it in to do in the apartment. We were in this one girl's apartment, her actual apartment, and we shot it, and they held up like tarps and everything all around to make sure it wouldn't go everywhere. The blood flew everywhere except the tarp.
Oh.
I mean, like I was like, we're in her living room and I was finding spatters of blood in her bathroom. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucking sorry. And she's like, it's okay. We're moving out in a week. Like, we're not going to get our deposit back anyway. Fuck it. Let him clean it up. You know, it looked like a fucking crime scene. It just looked like someone was shot. Because I mean, like in the shot looked pretty cool because we really packed it full of blood. So we shot it in slow motion and you see it just like come out of the wound. And then I just fall back and hit the floor. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. I mean, it all leads up to something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we all look back on our past projects and go, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah, like, it was a lot of fun. I miss those days. I miss those days where I was, you know, like juggling managing a theater and then taking film school and trying to find ways to make it work, you know, sneaking in the theater before we opened and like shooting a short film about the werewolf, the mummy, and Dracula having a conversation about INS rights because Dracula's going to get deported and he's currently hiding out as a janitor named Juan.
That's funny.
That's actually on my YouTube channel. That's on my, not this channel, but my one for me. And it's pretty bad. We shot it in an afternoon. It was more like, okay, come there. The makeup is horrible. The acting is god awful. I thought it was funny. Not so much, you know, and it's just like, you know, like we turned Frankenstein into a Hollywood Jew. Right, and like the Wolfman was just like a pizza delivery boy who, like, because we all worked in Hollywood, but then like monster movies dried up, right, or like the old original horror movies dried up, and then my visa ran out, Dracula's visa ran out, and so I had to like hide out as a janitor until I could get another union to do a sympathy strike with our union in order to help get me the proper papers.
Oh, that's funny.
It is so bad. It is so goddamn bad. Hold on. I'll see if I can find it real quick in the if I because people want to see it. It's really fucking horrible. It's old school bad. This is like 10 years old now. Over 10 years old now. It's just, yeah, I've done some horrible.
A lot changes in a decade.
Yeah, totally. Let's see here. I'm not as fat as I was back then. That's good to see. So, okay, there we go. Oh, Jesus. It was 10 years ago now, according to YouTube. 10 years ago. And
wow.
It's called the Association of Silver Screamers. I just posted it in the chat. It's just like the thumbnail is horrible. Everything is fucking horrible. It's horrible.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
That's
shit.
It's from December. I posted it December 12th, 2007. It's just over 10 years old. It's the compelling comedic tale of Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman having their monthly union meeting. And it's a 3-minute short film that I made.
Oh my God, look
Yep.
at this.
I wrote it. Clearly, I fucking starred in it, and I directed it too.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah,
That I've seen better makeup on actual like, trick or
yeah.
treaters.
That was no. The thing is, we shot this right around Halloween, so like that was literally. I just went to like the Dollar Tree or whatever, like a spirit store, and just bought fucking makeup that morning. Like it was. We shot this right around Halloween, and it's yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny.
It's so fucking horrible because I've got my beard right, and so like I painted my beard black or whatever because I had my goatee.
Right.
And all we did is put like a necklace on the Wolfman. So like that's it. It, it was terrible. Yeah. It was literally terrible. Like it's just it's fucking horrible. So oh Jesus fucking Christ, man. That's a fun way to end out. We lost like 20 people watching too.
Right.
Like oh, it's so fucking horrible. It's so bad. But
Multi Rakusho says better than coffee.
Well, that I totally agree. That's
funny.
Micro Jack says it's perfect. It's just, I mean, I wrote it as a laugh, and I mean, I honestly at this point in time, like this is 10 years later, I could not make this 10 years like today. They would be like, no, that's way too insensitive. You're being too mean to people.
Right. Yeah. No, there's a lot of shit. Like I watched a movie the other night that was just like a watch because it was on one of the things, Amazon Prime or something, free. And it was called, it was a romance movie, Gerard Butler, called The Ugly Truth.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that in theaters.
And I'm sitting there watching it going, they wouldn't be able to make this today. And it was made in 2009, so it's not even that old. But they wouldn't be able to make it today. The SJWs would just call it misogynistic. And, like it would just, because it was actually more like a romance movie. How guys really are. Like they love your tits and their ass. And, like Gerard Butler's one of these guys that like kind of tells it how it is, And it's like, they wouldn't be able to make that today.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Like I'm watching this movie going, sex jokes, the cursing, the more like masculine men instead of, the perfect, union of romanticized man meets woman, they can't make that today. They can't. The Ugly Truth is, and it was like lambasted by critics. Audiences liked it, but
it came out in, if I recall correctly, and I'm gonna say July 2009 is when it came out.
Probably.
Yeah, it was definitely middle of the road. I do have a super chat here from Avant Tom asking, will I ever come out and condemn the alt-right? You only hear me ever bashing SJWs. I condemn the alt-right all the time. The alt-right are fucking retarded. You know what I mean? If you want an ethno state, go, fuck yourself. You're never going to get it. Or create your own micronation and go to town. The alt-right is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I've heard you say that in videos, so I don't really know.
But then again, to be fair to Tom, I have a lot of videos. So there's that. That's not everyone watches. YouTube also doesn't tell everyone. Doesn't show you the fucking shit. So it's yeah. Oh my God, did you see that Philly D video about being tired and frustrated at YouTube because they've been stifling views and shit?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I actually talked to Sargon about that today because he hit me up and he's all like, so what do you know about this? And he's like, it's been happening to me too. So it's not just like Philly D or certain people. It really does feel like it is targeting a specific type of person or type of content. And that's, it's scary because people relying on this shit, and the more and more it feels like it's just, unreliable, which is crappy. But then again, to be fair though, this is April, and April is just traditionally a shitty month because of taxes. So nobody wants to spend any money on anything until after that. So if you do this, ads should probably start getting a little bit better starting probably tomorrow, when people realize like how much money they're getting back and they do it all today. I mean, come on, the IRS, their payment site crashed. because of all the traffic, right? Because we are in fact a nation of procrastinators. And so their website crashed, and so that was pretty cool because when I went to go drop off my check, I dropped it off in a mailbox, and I was like, okay, they'll get it in the morning. And it's like, oh, it doesn't pick it up until like 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm all like, no, it's cool, I got time.
Yeah.
So
to be fair, though, I don't know a single country that doesn't procrastinate paying taxes. So
oh yeah, nobody wants to give it up until they have no other option to do so. Like how many times do you get this? Becky Boop's in the chat. She's a friend of mine. She's great. The thing with Philly D's views is like the last couple days has been bad. This week has been like the last couple days has been just particularly bad, in terms of like videos getting out to everybody and so on and so forth. So, and it's not just Philly D. It's happening to a lot of fucking people.
I've had a lot of people on Twitter just hit me up randomly and go, dude, I was unsubscribed from you. You know, like seriously, like unsubscribed. Like they showed me the screenshot and everything. They were like, last month, you see the subscribe button. Now this is now. Like, I'm like, yeah, it fucking happens all the time.
It does. It's so like that's one of the reasons why like like you have to kind of say like, hey, hit that like, hit that bell, slap on that subscribe. Like you kind of have to keep reminding people. And trust me, I know that it gets old and people who've already done it don't want to hear it again. But it's for new people that come in, and you'd be amazed at how many people just like forget to either like or thumbs up or click that bell, but they have to be reminded. And it's not a dig on anybody. It's just kind of who we are as people. We end up like forgetting certain things and just maybe, oh, I'll do it later. And,
right.
And in this particular marketplace, there is almost like no other fucking alternative. There's like no other choice. You kind of have to.
Right.
So it is unfortunate beyond belief, but this is just kind of where we find ourselves.
Right. But on that note, I'm going to have to.
Yeah. I'm going to take some final questions over here and then wrap it up myself because I still have to record my video for tomorrow.
Right on.
Yeah. So good talking to you, homie. And,
yeah. It's been a while. I'll leave you to it. And thanks everybody for listening to us banter. And I'll hit you up another time.
All right, man. Have yourself a good one.
You too, man.
Later on, my guy.
Later.
Oh, that was fun. That was a good time. I haven't talked to Magog in a while, at least not on my channel. So that's good to see. Becky Boop, what's up, girl? Long time no talk. But yeah, to go back to what Avant was saying, I criticize the alt-right all the time. I did hear Buckshot that Barbara Bush died. That is very tragic. That's very sad to hear. I have to say though, she went out like a champ. She refused medical help and knew that it was coming and just died with dignity. And that's cool. What would I have you do early in the morning? Honest question. If you work for me, I'd probably have you research stories. So there's that. Am I willing to say taxation is theft? Bangs. I'm really actually not, because I don't view taxation as theft. We need to pay taxes. Especially corporations. Do I have good credit? I have marginable credit. So wait, hold on, Becky, it's 2:30 in the morning where you are, and you're at a casino trying not to gamble. So you're watching this stream. Are you in Atlantic City? Is that where you are right now? Are you in Atlantic City? Cause, I feel so sorry for you. Avant, I would argue that Richard Spencer is more of a white nationalist than a supremacist. The two terms definitely change. You know what I mean? Like they're not quite the same thing. They overlap in many ways, but they're not always the same thing. You don't know much about Barbara Bush. How good was she? Well, she was George W. Bush's mom, and George H.W. Bush's wife, Jeb Bush's mother, and a strong political figure. Whether you are a conservative or a Democrat, I think a lot of people looked at Barbara Bush as a good first lady. She was always regal in her approach, and I had nothing ever against her. Taxes equal dues Club America. I agree. You're at a resort in the Catskills. Well, if you're at a resort, go get crunk. Marginal credit is better than no credit. Yeah, marginal credit is better than no credit. That's for fucking certain. No, my credit's okay. My credit's okay. It was bad for a while. Like this is like 5 years ago now. My credit was shot, but I've gotten it back. Let's see. Richard Spencer took credit for it. Well, Richard Spencer popularized it. He gave it a face. That's the thing. He gave it a face that was easily photographable. Like if it would have been someone like, I don't know, like your average neckbeard racist or whatever, right? Like what's it, Matthew Heimbacher or whatever the fuck his name is? Like if it was that guy, no one would have taken the alt-right seriously. But Richard Spencer is like the fucking Gap poster boy of the goddamn alt-right. Richard Spencer is the Dane Cook of the alt-right. Sorry, that's pretty good. Dane Cook. Hey, monkey. Fuck you. Your stream is over. And it wasn't even on your channel tonight. It was over on Scribe's channel. So it ain't your title, bitches. So, anyone see the cartoon All-Stars in the 90s? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. The PSA against smoking weed. Yeah, that was great. I remember when that came out. It came out on a Saturday morning when I was doing the baseball. I was in Little League at the time, and they were doing like the pictures. You had to do the formal pictures, and so like we had to go really early in the morning, and I'm like, we have to get home before this thing airs so I can fucking see it. And we got home just in time. So I don't know, like I could probably talk for like another half hour or so ranting if you want to come on. Are you on the Discord by chance? It's so much easier with Discord. It's so much easier with Discord to there's that. So Richard Spencer is a plan to make conservatives look bad. Isn't Richard Spencer also dating a black chick? Like that was on like the stream of Sargon. You saw a black woman behind him. Yeah, I learned it from you. I know, I love that, Drew. That was a great commercial. This marijuana. Where did you learn to do this? I learned it from you, Dad. I learned it from watching you. Yeah, I need to go, and I have not gotten high in a while. It's been a thing. I'm playing Far Cry 5. Nice, man, nice. I was playing that this morning for a while. I very much like that game. Although I will say having 2 NPCs where I'm at right now is far too many NPCs. It works in some sense in terms of like trying to take out outposts. So I send Boomer into scout, and then I send Jesse in to kind of snipe from a distance as I go and take out the alarms and shit. So Rachel, I was like 9 years old or some shit. I was like 8 or 9 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah, Talis. Yeah, she was getting out of the shower behind him. That's pretty funny. I thought that was super interesting that happened. And like no one caught it at the time. Like no one's called it out since. But then again, Richard Spencer's popularity is starting to wane. You know, he's starting to really wane. So I wouldn't be surprised if he changes his name in the next couple of years and just straight fucks off into obscurity. If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Pee-wee masturbated in a cinema. That is true. He did. What is the objectively superior Home Alone, 1 or 2? Ooh, that's a good one. It's obviously number 1. Number 1 is far better than number 2. I'm playing actually on Xbox One is what I'm playing Far Cry 5 on. Because it's 4K, and so it's hooked up to my 4K TV. So there's definitely that. I'm just saying, it's like, you know, yeah, Pee Wee Herman, man. Like, I just think people got mad at Pee Wee Herman for masturbating in a jack-off theater. I don't really see, like, when I heard about that, and like, oh, Paul Rubens was caught today in an adult theater. He was, in fact, touching himself excessively, and the authorities were called and found him mid-thrust. You know, and it's all like, you have to let him fucking finish. You're in a goddamn porn theater. The floors are sticky. It smells like dry, like the fucking low tide. You know, it's just like, that's what it's for. Right? Like you go to a porn theater, you never sit in front because it could be like a goddamn fucking reverse Gallagher show. You're just always getting hit from the back of the head. It's just all sticky. We should play co-op. Yeah, I want to beat the game first. So what about 3? Home Alone 3 with Alex D. Linz? Nah, that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. We don't have to talk about that one. Paul Rubin was also Barney the dinosaur. Was it really? Really? That's crazy. Becky, ew, smells like the low tide. Yeah, you're from Jersey. That's what your state smells like all the time. It smells like one big stale nut. It reminds you of Eminem's Ass Like That video. Exactly. I've cleaned up a lot of cum. I have cleaned up a lot of cum. Yeah. 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 The horrors, man. The fucking horrors. Dalton Lambert, opinion on State of Decay 2. Oh, buddy. Oh, it's so on. Oh, only a month and a few days until that game comes out. Oh, I saw some footage coming out of PAX East. I was like, yes, it's State of Decay. It's back. I'm very much looking forward to it. You can play co-op arcade mode without ruining the game. Yeah, I haven't done any of the arcade stuff yet. I just been enjoying playing the single player. Hope County is very beautiful, and I think the game is wonderful. So there's there's definitely that. How much was my own? None of it. None of what I cleaned up was my own cum from working at a theater. It was an outdoor parking lot. People just fucked in their vehicles and tossed condoms everywhere and shit. So you're going with Home Alone 2 because God Emperor Trump was there? Oh, fuck off. John Blair, what's going on, dude? How you been, man? Did I play Kingdom Come? Dude, it took me two fucking months to beat Kingdom Come Deliverance. 2 months to beat that goddamn game. I loved every fucking second. Every goddamn... That's why it took me 2 months. I kept enjoying myself. Yes, I loved it. I hope they do DLC. I'll buy it in a heartbeat. I actually want to go through and play it again, but there's apparently a no-kill run you can do, but I don't have time for that shit. That is months of stuff there. How much of my money did the government take? Do I need WIC? I don't need WIC, but they took a lot. They took a lot, man. Not as bad as last year. I literally never clean up my own shiz. So good, but so buggy. Yeah, there's bugs. That's actually one of the things. I lost a couple hours a couple different times because of the save system as well as some bugs. So what's up, Robo P? How are you, man? Far Cry 5 makes you want to live in Montana. Yeah, it's pretty good. Itty bitty baby, itty bitty boat. Really, Red Moonblade? You're pulling out some old memes, huh? You're pulling out some old 4chan memes. I wouldn't qualify for. I don't think I'd qualify for WIC. So I should play Hold'em. I haven't played Texas Hold'em. So thank Trump for that small tax break that doesn't apply this year. Yeah, no, I'm good. You lost over 20 hours in Kingdom Come. How the fuck, dude? You gotta save that shit, man. Build up your goddamn alchemy skill, and you can get that shit to auto brew fucking saving schnapps. So yeah, No, I've paid my taxes, so I'm kind of screwed as it. I've gone through it. So people wonder why you slightly overpay your taxes. I actually overpaid last year by about $335. They sent me a notice in the mail, and I'm like, oh no, fucking IRS wants more money. I'm like, I already gave you. I won't tell you how much I spent. It was definitely over 5 figures. I'll tell you that. So you started Slaves to Darkness Army. I don't know that game. Save your schnapps. Red Moonblade is what you have to drink in order to save the game in Kingdom Come. So yeah. You thought you needed to do side quests to unlock the next main mission, but it was actually bugged. Oh shit. RJ, my cats are doing actually quite well. Did I hear that Ajit Pai refuses to give any information of the video where he did the Harlem Shake? What information would he have to give? I don't know. You're thinking of stealing Magog's Stitch and making a channel about the evil galactic emperor that's trying to enforce libertarian utopia? Yeah, by all means. He's doing the fantasy shit. Fucking you do Thanos, dog. You do Thanos. I will say this though, the worst mission in Kingdom Come was the fucking monastery mission. God, I hated that thing. I didn't even do half the side quests in that mission, or the sub quests in that mission. I fucking finished it as fast as I could. I really hate it. You wonder how much Google paid on the 30% they took from super chats? I have no idea, man. I don't know. There is, they take their cut. Like, they take their cut. That's the downside to super chats. But, if they start doing the sponsorship stuff, that's going to be totally fucking different. And they might actually start doing sponsorship stuff, because that's going to be, where things are going to go next, I think. So it's, what are they doing? They're doing, like, they're doing the sponsor stuff. So like $5 a month to sponsor a channel. They take 30%, whereas Twitch takes 50%. So that's going to be one of the reasons why they're going to end up doing that. Yeah, you got, so what do I tell someone if they're nagging me? To stop nagging me. Because they're a bunch of naggers. Naggers. Super chats are too convenient. They very much are. That's the thing. They very much are. That's why they can get away with the 30%. Someone told me the ending was when you're playing Kingdom Come. It pissed you off. Now you don't want to play it now. No, the ending was, well, I mean, oh yeah, time for a faith cutscene. Yeah, you'll be there for a few minutes. That's where I'm at right now too. At least the IRS doesn't tax you on the amount before Google takes a cut. Yeah, that's true. Well, that'd be unfair, that'd be unfair. So the ending of Kingdom Come didn't anger me, but it was also kind of like they're setting up a sequel. So Styx and I have both run for governor. Any thoughts? My campaign lasted much longer. And I think he might have been serious. I ran as a joke. I literally won a radio station contest to become governor of California. Like, that was the whole thing. I won a radio station contest. It's not any kind of significant achievement. It's a fun anecdote. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun to talk about because it was a fun experience. They flew me to Las Vegas. I had limousines pick me up at my house to take me to events around town. Like, they held my election party at a strip club in the VIP room. They paid for my lap dances in the VIP room. They gave me a backpack full of swag with concert tickets to go see Kiss and Aerosmith, and a bunch of other shit. Like, it was a fun couple weeks. It was a fun couple fucking weeks. So, in all fairness, Styx didn't seriously end up running for governor because of Patreon. Oh, is that what it was? Because I remember he said something along the lines of like, I saw something he said where it's like, he's like, I'm not going to take, like, I already have my own independent income. And I'm just going like, but like your Patreon's your income. So how would that even fucking work? Like, you're going to sit there and like from the governor's office, like not wear a shirt, rock the fucking like leather vest and talk about, politics going on around the country. Like, is that going to be ultimately what I just don't think it was well thought out. So, oh, he's still running. He has to just write in only because he receives Patreon money from foreign donations. Oh, wow. Wow. My chat's off the screen. Oh, shit. That's why. Okay. That's why. I was looking at the wrong thing. So there we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, chat. I fixed it. I actually do need to be going here in a second anyway, because I do need to get the content done for tomorrow's video, because I was supposed to have it up, but I don't. So that kind of sucks. So yeah, it's fixed now. It's definitely fixed now. People, hey Laura, people like to watch, they like to see Styx's chest. I think my chest would be something entirely different. It'd be like, that's just, peach fuzz and like really opaque skin. Not a good look. Not a good look. I'm slacking. Oh, dude, I'm always fucking slacking. Yeah, I know. What happened tonight was I had to go do the taxes stuff, and then my girlfriend wanted to go to the gym, and so we went to the gym, and then I had my daughter, and then I came home, and my daughter, needed to be changed and fed, and I took care of my kid, and I came in and did this, because it's my daughter, and the weirdest thing, like, I never thought I wanted kids. I'm telling you guys a little bit of a secret here. I really never wanted kids. I never really did, but every time I get a look at her and she smiles at me, it's like the nicest fucking feeling. You know what I mean? I don't think I'll show you guys a picture that I really, really like. And let's see if I could find it here. Because she's a cute kid. And let's see, where's my photos at? Let's see. Save that. Bring it. Nope. One sec. Trying to find it here. Okay. Let's see, this should. So yeah, that's her from just the other day. She's getting a lot bigger, and her hair is wild, and her neck's getting a lot stronger. So that's my kid. That's my daughter. She is very, very, very precious and very, very, very cute, and I'm very, very, very blessed to have her in my life. So yeah, I look forward to hanging out there every day. She's going to be getting big here pretty soon, so that's nice. I don't know why that fucked up. Oh. No, wait, wrong one. Right button. There we go. There we go. I'm using I got the, sometimes I forget which one is what on the Stream Deck. So the Stream Deck is actually quite nice. I like it quite a bit. Oh, Styx wears makeup. That's cool. I got no problem with that. Wait, hold on. Is Styx actually a Holocaust denier? Is that a thing? I don't know if he is. I have no fucking idea. The only person on YouTube that I know that's like a not necessarily a Holocaust denier, but one that likes to kind of fudge the numbers, I think, is King of Pole. I don't know if he still believes that, but he sure did a couple years ago. So there's that. There's totally that. But am I going to teach her the ways of political warfare? Maybe. Any advice for starting out YouTuber? Just do it, man. Just do it. I started off with my phone and worked my way up to a Canon. You know, anyone can do it. So there's definitely that. But anyway, guys, on that note, I'm gonna fuck off. I need to rest my voice a little bit. I need to finish up some stuff for the night. If you guys want to jump into the Discord, the link, I will post it, and the link is right there. Okay. So if you guys want to jump into the Discord, that's a good way to come on in and have a conversation. I will probably be in the text chat, maybe in the voice in a little bit, once I get my work done. And in the meantime, thank you guys very, very, very much for coming on in. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Remember, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard. Have yourself a great night, guys, and peace out.